Okay. Hey, folks. We are going to do a small... well, everything starts out small. We're going to try and do a relatively simple side project. Just sort of play with some Unity features and, you know, just do what we do. I'm trying a different setup for my stream so that when I tab and whatnot, you'll still be able to see what's going on. And then I assume this is outside of the frame. Which... yeah, it looks it. Okay. Basically, just need to be able to occasionally check the internet for coding stuff. And do I want to move anything to the bottom right screen? Nah, it's fine. We're good. We're in it to win it. Alright, scriptable objects, because this is going to be our game data. And we got create asset menu, file name equals game data, menu name equals data objects / game data. Game's fine because we already know what it's going to be. That should take care of that. Let's see, unless I don't save. Oh, how exciting. Okay. Okay, let's see here. So this will be our data structure for any sort of data that various objects in the game need to be able to see. And now that I'm thinking about it, we also want to grab a few things. Like Odin Inspector, which I didn't think to grab before. So let me do that real quick. My assets. Sign in. What is this madness? You'd think it would just keep your sign-ins between all of your stuff, but apparently not. That's fine. I'll survive. We don't need 2D platformer. We don't need JSON.net. Oh, cool. You can even see what I'm clicking on over here. Odin, you are what we need. Because you are what makes things make sense, so to speak. So I can't imagine that's already done, is it? No, okay. I was gonna say, that's a bit fast even for me. Oh, it was done. Okay, wow. I forgot how fast our internet is. Alright. Grab that. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's how I was pausing it. I don't get when games don't let you, we can just close this. I don't get when games don't let you, well, pause, frankly. I did that backwards. There we go. Now the chat's over. Like, it's such a pretentious thing, because it's like, people gotta go to the bathroom, they got shit to do, sometimes literally. Always automate modules, please. I don't think we'll need do tween for a long time, but we might just grab it for the sake of grabbing it. And we don't need any of that. And at some point it's going to ask me if I'm making a bunch of money, and then I'm going to laugh and cry at the same time. Oh, is it? Who's this? Freedom Fighters? I wouldn't even know who would get DMCA takedown, but if we get hit with it, then we just switch to different music. It's all part of the process, you know? Okay, I think we got everything we need. Oh, does Nintendo do that? I would imagine they wouldn't, because it would be really hard for them to track, like, who's actually playing a game and who's just playing their music. Because, like, do they just DMCA everybody that's playing Smash? I would imagine not. Guess we'll find out. If they do, they do, and then I just remove it, because nobody's making clips, I don't think, anyways, so should be fine. Yeah, but how do they know, is the thing. Do they have somebody individually go through every single video? Nintendo's lazy, is what they are. So if they were going to do it, they would not manually do it. They'd have some sort of automated thing. Okay, that's all fine. So, now we've got what we need. Except for one file. Or files, as it were. So let me grab those real quick. Where are you, events? There you are. Well, yeah, so they use automated tools to find the audio, and previously they were just DMCAing everybody, and now Nintendo has loosened up on that because they realized that the Nintendo plan, or whatever they called it, didn't really work. So we got scenes, resources. Wait, am I in the right project? I am. Universal Tint. Okay, put those in there. Then they should show up over here. But like I said, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. If they do, they do. Game data. And we'll create it. Yeah, a while back, because they tried to do that project where they have everybody sign up with them and you're only allowed to say nice things and all that. And now the only thing they seem to attack is if they catch somebody doing emulated stuff, and that's usually on YouTube. So if you're showing people how to like jailbreak the Switch or something like that, then they get grumpy. Yeah, it does. So we got our game data object, and we don't have any events yet, so we don't need them. We will, let's see, we got this is our canvas, obviously. First thing we need is some kind of background. Ooh, how pretty, how exciting. Whoops, wrong thing, actually, we want a sprite. Oh, cool, now you can actually see the menus. What a time to be alive. Alright, we'll make this sort of a... This will be our stand-in. And because we are shooting for phone first on this particular project, let's see, that's good. That means that this can be... Actually, is the background want to be a canvas? It might want to be a canvas. Well, for now, we'll just do this. The reason for that is, although we don't really need it, is, that's kind of bright too. Let's tone that down for now. We'll be replacing that with an image later. So, we want to be able to build a house that is in chunkaroonies. And the width of these objects, so let's build our first, our prefab, as it were. And we've got 2D objects, sprites, we'll do another square. And this square is going to be as wide as the screen, which I'm so used to this being on the other side of my screen that I'm getting thrown off. That works out to 3.3, 3.3, 5.6. Is that what we're deciding on? And I guess it doesn't have to be flush with the walls, but probably will be. I've never been a fan of when you're dealing with stuff like this, and you can sort of tell along the edges that at 10, it's not exactly filling these things. So like if you zoom in, you can see it. And I find that deeply frustrating. Because obviously you could take it and stretch it to get it... I went off my screen. To get it really close. But that's close enough. Okay. So now we got our object. We will... Where we center it's sort of irrelevant because we can just move the camera later. 5.62 because I like numbers that are not quite round, but to the 100th is probably best. And we'll just call this a room. So we got rooms. So this prefab here, open the prefab. We're going to actually add a script onto it called the room script. Open that. Not a whole lot that's going to be going on in that yet. We'll actually leave it empty. We'll come back, and now we need to actually make a house controller of some kind. This is probably who's going to be centered, but this basically would handle placement of the rooms. Using Cyrenix. Open inspector. Public void place room. Vector 2 int is good. Position. All right, and then private room. This is our room prefab. We'll make that visible. You don't need to assign it to anything, but I just do it because I can. And then we will, oh, we also need game data. Same deal, serialize it. This one, especially, you don't necessarily need to worry about. But we now need to open up game data and edit that as well. This is going to have a private list of rooms equals new list of rooms public. This will be our getter for it. So we actually need to fix this. And we'll have a private set. That should be good. Public void add room. And let's call it new room. Rooms dot add new room. And in fact, we're going to do a if rooms dot contains this new room. Debug dot log warning. Log warning format. Log. Yeah. Oh, my phone just died. Oh well. That's less than helpful. Luckily, I've got a charger. Like, literally the second I got a message on it, it just died. Okay. So, rooms already contains new room dot toString, and later we'll override the toString so that the room has what did I miss? Quotation. And return. It doesn't really need to be an error since it's going to be me working on this project, but later we'll override the toStrings so that yeah, it's just already there. In fact, we can just do that right now. That's the house. All right. So you can actually do override toString. And instead of returning this, it will, these will have some sort of name that, how we decide that name, I don't know yet, but private string name. Let's see, room type probably. Room dot, because you can't do dot type because that's already taken. So we'll just do room type and go from there. Oh no. I think we, no, maybe? Can we hold it? My nose has been ravaged this summer. I mean, we did move, so maybe she's not used to the new world, as it were. Actually, I'm a little uncomfortable with Fallout 4 music. Is this an actual song? I don't think so. Because if there's one thing that'll get DMCA'd, it'll be actual music. Definitely not going for that. That's actually why I had to get rid of all the Tony Hawk OSTs that were on my computer, because obviously all of that is licensed music. Alright, save this. And now placing the room, so we would say game data.add room, and we'll do this in a sec. Room to add equals instantiate room, and we could add a new function here. Public void set position vector to int position. Now all of our rooms are going to be the same width and height. So once we get it tiling, that'll be good. I don't know what you're talking about yet, but I agree. Oh, yeah. No, I agree in that regard. But when I'm streaming, I can't have it playing. I have it all zipped up, so it's still fine. Like, I still have it. I just don't have it playing during the twitching, because obviously everyone's got to get their money or whatever. As if anyone's going to watch this stream just to listen to that music, right? Like, doesn't make any sense. Apparently my camera... Yeah, my camera is currently too close to the desk. I'll have to fix that later. Because you can tell it's actually not attached to the desk, but it's so close it's getting bumped. Alright. So, going back to this, what do we know about this room? Presumably, if it is a scale of 5.62, then if we move one over 5.62, let's change it to black. Okay, and then if we make another one 3.3 tall, and we remove the 5.62. Awesome. Okay, so we'll just be able to move it based on its width and height. So, new vector 3. And this would be... I think we need to get... We're going to try this real quick. And then we'll not do a get component later, but... Oh, wait, actually, we can just get off its transform. Local scale? Think so. Dot x times position dot x and transform dot local scale dot y times position dot y, and then z is always 0 in this case. And so that will set the position. It's true, you could do that. That's the elite hack. I honestly don't know. I think it's just old rich people who are so out of touch with reality and so wealthy that for them this all just seems perfectly rational as things to do. But for everyone with an ounce of brains between them, it just seems silly and competitive and pointless. Like all the music that I own that I've ever paid for, I would have never gotten into if not for Napster when I was younger. Because before Napster, I literally listened to like the same three or four tapes that my dad had owned that he handed down to me. I didn't go out and like buy CDs or anything like that. And so when I got into Napster, I ended up downloading discographies for like every genre of music you can possibly imagine, even down to like jazz and weird shit like that. And after that, I became really interested in music. And it's just like that experience would have never happened had I not done that. Same thing happened with video games. Did I? No, it looks like it's caught on my end. Same thing happened with video games where, like, oh good. If I hadn't been pirating when I was a kid and couldn't really afford to play other games, I would have not gotten into all the genres that I've gotten into. And then as an adult, now that I have money, I go out and I buy these things. So that's the sort of thing that just they do not understand because they're dense doornails. And yeah, you know, it is what it is. It would be nice if we were in a world where rich people weren't idiots, but that apparently is just not the case. All right, so looking at our game window, we are zoomed in a bunch. And we can tell that our square has an alpha of 255. So why don't we see it? Get to play the Thinky Panic game. Oh, is it because it is behind the camera? No, but the background probably should be moved back. There we go. They were Z-fighting. Yeah, I don't know why it's cutting out audio. On my end, it shows it as always hearing it. And I don't see... Let me go to my Twitch thing and see if maybe they're picking it up and muting it because they're like, oh, you're listening to naughty music. Am I getting any messages? Creator dashboard. Yeah, no, I'm not getting any messages from Twitch to say, like, you know, go to hell or anything like that. Yeah, no recommended changes or anything. Okay, yeah, no idea. Not sure why it's cutting out for you. Okay, so now we've got our room. So we'll go over to the house. And we'll try and place one at... let's say one above it. Oh, you know, we got to do a few things here. I guess we'll find... It looks like Liz might be checking, so I guess we'll find out. Okay. So we will position one above it. And it did clone it. Didn't move it. So why didn't it move it? Well, let's go look. So, place room. Oh, it's because we didn't actually send the request in. Position? Set position. Okay, so she can hear me at the moment. That's good. It's the man, you know, coming for me. They don't want me to give out the secrets of how to tile things. Okay, so I don't know why I called it a house when really it's a mansion, but whatever. That was one over. I'll do it again. Okay, one above. And if we were being silly and we wanted to start adding a basement, okay, so that works. And then if we look at the game data... Oh, we didn't make it serialized, did we? We did not. Okay. That'll do it. Did it cut out for you just now? Okay, yeah, it apparently is just you, Lawman. Now, what I do find interesting is these clones appear to have stuck around, which is unusual. What's this? Catchy. Oh, smash again. I guess we'll find out. I'm curious, am I able to... Yeah, I can get it to there. Okay. Alright, so we've got our rooms. We can now get rid of this one. And while we're thinking about it, we'll actually change the script names here. Do it now before it's too late, you know? I give up too. I don't know what I'm giving up, but I do. Checking the phone to see what it was. Alright. So now we have our builder. So we should probably add a UI of some kind, right? I feel like we should. So let's do that. Canvas. Screen space overlay. Nah, let's do screen space camera. So we're living on the edge. Go back into scene view. Canvas is currently way too far away. Much better. Much better. Okay. We got our canvas. We'll add some buttons. Everybody likes buttons, you know? Ooh, that's a tiny button. Is the text white? Is it white on white right now? No, it's supposed to be dark. Oh, it's because they're... Oh, no, it says button. Let's turn off gizmos. Oh, there's no font. Okay. Yeah, that'll do her. Let's see here. Text Mesh Pro Font Asset Creator. Sure, Arial sounds fine for now. I wonder why it didn't have a font by default. That's new. I don't think I've ever experienced that. Oh, and it's not going to let me generate it, huh? Well then. Time to... Oh, actually, I think I have a font in my other project that we can just use. I do. All right. Create folder. Fonts. Put that all in there. And then we'll come down here and give it the old change. Oh, okay. That's good. So we are here. We now have a font. Didn't expect that to be the hard thing to do today. Let's see here. UI, Text Mesh Pro. Camera. Don't know why I got rid of the... I was dumb. Oh, font size -99. That's quite small. Let's go with 10. And the position is 0, which is behind the camera. Auto size is fine. Fascinating. Text Mesh Pro, let's look it up. And can you provide the steps to reproduce? Create a Text Mesh Pro. Let's see. You can see it in game, but oh. 55, which is full. Oh, I did the thing again. So let's go in here real quick. Text Mesh Pro. Package Manager. Might just be that not working currently for this iteration of Unity. So what we'll do for now is we'll just put a regular UI text body in there. Kind of hideous, but it'll work. And let's say create room. All right, and that button is quite small. Do that. Okay. Let's say 300 by 100. Nice meaty button. Is there an auto size for Unity's text stuff? Doesn't look like it. That's a shame. Oh, wait, best fit. There you go. Awesome. Okay. That'll work for now. And we want to anchor this to the bottom of the screen. Yeah, I think so. Okay. And then let's see here. Buttons. Fence. And just for searching later. All right. Create a generic event and create room rest. Ooh, catchy. Monster Hunter music. Hey, let's turn off shuffle and just go through some Monster Hunter World. That sounds good. Alright. So the button's in a nice location. Create button text. Alright. Name's a bit wordy, but it allows us to find it easier when searching later. And then when it is pressed, it will invoke this event. Or raise it, rather. And then we need something to be listening for that. We need another object, which is the input field. Which apparently is not going to be Text Mesh Pro for now. Which is fine. I'll heal. Best fit. Best fit. By 100. UI text. There's gotta be a way in project settings to change what the default text is. Oh, you know what I forgot to do earlier? Import the essentials for Text Mesh Pro. Oops. I bet you now, if we go in here and we hit, there you go. Okay, so let's, dagnabbit, let's fix this. Okay. Button, Text Mesh Pro. Pop that, like that. I probably could have changed fewer things and not had to go through and do all this, but you live on the edge, you know? Auto size, I believe we determined that it was going to be 300 by 100. Oh, that's a beautiful button. Create room. Okay. Okay, and then again, we'll anchor to the bottom. And go up by 150, is that right? No? 100? Yeah, that looks fine. Wait, 35. Yeah, that looks even better. Okay. And we could probably pad in a bit. Let's not worry about that for now. But Text Mesh Pro's fixed, that's good. And oh, there actually is one more thing I want to change in settings. Project settings. Default font. The one I'm using, please. And I think everything else is fine. Yes. Alright. So we got our button. When we click it, it'll fire off this event. Now we need to listen for that event. So we're going to do an input field Text Mesh Pro. Once again, text areas can be set to auto size. 300 by 100. And in this, we have also a... Oh. I probably want... Actually, I have a better plan for this. Okay. No need to overcomplicate this. So if you think about it, I'm going to make some images here. We're missing the OG room, but if you imagine this OG room, there are a few areas of interest. I'm going to make a... Oh, we'll do a nice purple to show off what I'm thinking here. So if you imagine, we could have a button here. And they don't even have to be visible necessarily. And then button there. There. And whoops. And there. Now, if you click this one, I would know immediately, without you inputting any information anywhere, that I want to build a room over here. If you click this one, you want to build a room here. If you click this one, you want to build a room here. And obviously there's nothing here at the moment because we're not doing basements in my mind. And then, so this would make a room if there's no room there, or at least it'd bring up a prompt and ask you if you want to make a room. And if you say yes, then, you know, it'll make a room if there is one, or it'll take you to that room. So if you click there, or if you can visibly see the room, if you click the room itself, you go in. But, yeah. I think that would work. So each room would have buttons associated with it that tell it what to do, something like that. It works better, thinking on it, it works better left and right. And then up and down almost feel like you just click in the empty space or click on the room itself. So let's see, here was that one. Top one? Okay, so left and right would be the sides of the room. And then for adding a room above, which is the only direction you're probably going to go for the foreseeable future, you would just click in that void. That seems reasonable. I don't see a problem with that idea. So then part of a room... And we know that if you click this one, the camera would pan up to that. So if you imagine that we had another room that was right here, and we're going to make it green so it's more obvious. If you imagine that the camera centers on that, the buttons would still be in the same place. And same deal, you'd have that empty space above. Or a room there. And then if you move to the right, same deal, I'm pretty sure. The camera would center on that space. We should probably make that a different color. Yeah, so the camera would center on that, and once again, it would be in the center, and you'd have the space below and space above. Oh, poor Venus. I think that'll work. And that's not very complicated. So we could have Going back to zeroed out camera. We'll just try it for now. Create button. And later, it doesn't have to be a button per se, but... And she's just all about the sad muse today, huh? 635, 160 width is probably fine. Left build button, right build button. And so now we actually want to adjust slightly. Build button. We want to adjust slightly what information is being sent. So I'll have that open. And in game data, we're going to actually add an enum for everything to use. Public enum direction. Left, right, up, and down. Don't necessarily know what's going to use it yet, but we do know at least that the build button is going to have a direction. Private direction, game data direction, and this will be the side that it's on. And while we're at it, we actually need to do one of my favorite things, which is add a dummy at position -1. That's going to be game data.direction.dummy. That way, if I forget to set it, it won't work. Instead of having a default to one of the accurate or correct outcomes. All right. Public void private game event click event. And we are going to... Oh, hello, kitty cat. We are going to do public void on clicked, just for lack of a better name. Click event.raise side, and so we'll just send the side through. We could eventually just send the full button through if there's something we wanted to do specifically there. So this will send the side, whatever we set it to. And let's go back in. I know, life is hard, right? Yeah. I'm glad you agree. So now, we'll click on this. Drag that in there. Yeah? Is that so? One sec. I need 4 hands. Or I need you to be on the left side of me. That'd make this a lot easier. Yeah, that's better. Much easier. And then we need... I guess this would be room button pressed. Oh, hello. Yeah, your pineapple's over there. Drop that in there. Drop that in there. In fact, this could probably eventually be a prefab, now that we know. Delete those. The initial default room should obviously stay. And we'd eventually have some kind of rooftop shape here that would move up whenever. And then... So the top build button would actually always be right above the room you're in. So this is a little awkward since we're dealing in different dimensions. So obviously, actually we can make this do this easier. Let's hide these. And let's shape this so that... Okay. Wow, that looks spot on. Okay. 1080, 635, and this was... Yeah, sure. Okay. And then we'll move this up. Change the color so it's a little bit more obvious. And zoom! Enhance. Cool. And it doesn't really matter if there's this little spot up here, I don't think. Because there's probably going to be some kind of UI up here anyway, so this will be shrinking at some point. And now that I've done that, let's do exactly what I said we should have done, which is make a prefab. That way I'm not editing all these things at the same time. Or, not at the same time, editing these things over and over. Copy the components. Paste values. Copy components. Paste as values. Now we'll get rid of these two. We just go in here, change this to right. Change this to up. And yeah. So now obviously this will have to change in some fashion later, because if you've got kitty cats or what have you that you want to click in here, this button would be covering them up. So we'd obviously have like a build state or something along those lines. I'm not going to worry about it too much. You can always fix that later, you know? Fix it in post, as they say. Alright, now we want the button's image to actually be transparent. Yeah, there we go. And we'll turn on this for debugging. Give it a click. Event room button, event raised. It's begun. And yeah, cool. That one works, that one works, that one works. All right. So now we need something to listen for it. Which clearly is going to be the mansion at the moment. We got our listeners, game event listener. So whenever this is clicked, we'll have it pass through here. Oh, duh, we don't have a function yet. I'm like, where is it? I can't find my function. You've got to write it first. All right. So, I'm like, void creation navigation button pressed. I realize that's already fumbling. Room button pressed. Room button pressed. That works. And then we've got a object, which is our direction for now. I'll just say value. That's fine. And we know that the value that's being passed through is a direction, so we will say game data dot direction equals value as game data dot direction. What a time to be alive. What's the complaint we're having here? Would you be happier if I did this? You would. Okay, that's fine with me. Whatever makes your life easier, I guess. Place room direction. Oh, duh. So we need to actually store the current position. So in game data, we've got private vector to int current position. And we could probably actually do the rooms store their position. They don't. So private vector to int position. Vector to int dot 0. And it would be, oh, it's gonna be int. Vector to int. Serialize field. What are you complaining about? Nothing. Okay. Public vector to int position get return position. I think that's all that that'll be needed for. And then that's all good. And then here we can actually track the room. So what we'll do is with that information, so when you center on a room, we'll know what room you're looking at. And then from there, when you click one of the buttons, we can do the logic from there. So, current room, serialize field, because we want to track these things. And so we're going to take this data, and we're going to say game data.current. Oh, right. We actually need to... public void set current room. Current room equals new room. And we're going to actually say if new room equals the current room, that we want to debug out a warning and just think about it and see if that's supposed to happen. Current and new rooms match? Question mark? Was this intended? Short answer is probably not, but you know. Alright, so we've done that. And private void start. We actually need to set the current room to the 0 spot. And while we're at it, okay, it's already in the scene, so that's gonna be fine. This is kind of tacky, but you know, if you don't tell anyone, I won't tell anyone. Sets our starting room to the 0 position, and we'll fix that up better later. Sets our current room to the starting room. That'll always work for our current process, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so now we have the direction, and we want to know a few things. So we're saying you've picked a direction, and so now we want to know. We're gonna make a few assumptions here. So left equals new, or actually we can literally do game data dot rooms dot find find a room where room dot direction position room dot position equals game data dot current. Yeah. Hold on. Public room current room. That, and are we setting that somewhere here? We are. Okay. So you can get it there. You can set it here. That should be fine. Okay. Current room dot position plus vector to int dot left. This is a little tacky, but we'll probably change it from a list to a dictionary later. But for now, it can just be a list. It's fine. So we got room left room equals this. right room equals this. Up room equals this. And then we're saying, realistically, we don't need to be finding all three of these each time because we only care about the one that you're currently aiming for. But for now, this is, again, fine. No need to do it perfect on the first try. That's just stupid. So if direction equals direction dot left and left room else if, and if you're watching this on YouTube later and you're wondering why on earth does he put his else and if on different lines, because I have been asked this before. It is because sometimes you realize you don't want it to be an else statement anymore, and then I can just delete the line like that. And I just find it much more convenient. And the funny thing is, the last time I showed that off to somebody, literally 60 seconds after I explained it, I had to do it because the logic for our presentation wasn't correct. And so I just went in and deleted it. And it's nice because it's also easy to add back in, keeps everything roughly the same length. It's just nice. I like it. But, you know, you do you. I'm not here to tell people what is right and what is wrong, because sadly, a lot of coding practices that are right, I think, are absolutely hideous, and I'm not in a position to get them changed. And it is very disappointing. But what can you do? So, okay. We've got our left room, our up room, our right room, our up room. And what are we saying in these situations? If the direction that... oh, we could actually just pass through and try to add a room. And if the room already exists, we just have the camera get a room already exists message. Sure. So we're going to... thinking. So this would... go... So we should probably make a camera controller, I think. Which can probably be on the camera, being perfectly honest. So we're going to do that real quick. And then we'll come back to that code. Assuming I didn't just leave a compile error. I didn't. Awesome. So private game data. Public void move to room. And we'll just have it, so we'll set the current room and then we'll have the camera pan to it. I think that's, it'll set it somewhere else and then the camera will be told to move to it. So we need to do using dg.tweening, and we'll say transform.doMove. And the new position will be GameData.currentRoom.transform.position, and that's actually not going to work because we don't want the z to change. So vector 3 position equals this, position dot z equals transform dot position dot z, whatever that is for the camera, and then do move position over a single second, and set ease. Oops. Set ease dot out sign, I think, just for a nice, we'll see what it looks like. All right, so move to room, and then over here in this, we simply want to say game data dot add room. So this can actually come out of the mansion, I think, if we just go into the game data as a, well, I don't know if I want the game data making things so much as just being a storage location. So we will place room, and that room will be this information. So maybe what we actually want to do with the button thing is send through a vector to int instead. Or we could just set it here. That's what we'll do. Vector to int. Direction. Oh, equals new vector to int dot. Oops. To int dot 0. And then we'll say if direction equals left vector equals vector to int dot left, else if else if right up that'll be better, I think. Yeah. And then we can get rid of this nonsense. Although I'll copy it because I'm a little bit... We'll comment it out. Just in case I need it. And then we will say... place room game data dot current room dot position plus vector direction vector, and then down here we're gonna say basically this: if game data dot rooms dot contains a room where the position... What am I missing here? Let's try this again. Oh, I see. Let's do it this way. Game data dot rooms dot contains a room where room dot position... Oh, what am I hitting? Hold on. Find. Oh. So find room dot position where that position equals the new position. If it finds this, in fact, let's just, in case we need it. Wait, do we need it? Yes, okay. So if the room to add does not equal null, or rather if it equals null, if it equals null, then we will instantiate it. We will add it to the thing. And then, so basically what we're doing is we're looking for it. If it exists, it's there. If it doesn't exist, we're going to make it. We're going to position it. We're going to add it to the list. And then we need to fire off an event. So we're going to say private game event room on room selected. And so now we're going to say on room selected dot raise. We don't even need to send any data through. I think this will work. And then on the camera, we'll add a camera events section. We also need to fix these scripts. They're building up, as they say. They don't say that. But they could, and I would not fight them. What am I forgetting? Question my life, really. The event. Ah, the event! Main camera. Events. And then from here, we will create a generic game event. Oh, we don't even... This is actually not where we want that. The camera doesn't have any events going. Rooms. Oh, we already have a rooms folder. It's just not under the game stuff yet. Rooms, events. What did we call it? I already forgot. On room selected. And realistically, it could be on current room updated even. What a thought. Ah, we'll wing it. We can always move this event later and change the name of it. That's the beauty of this system. Okay, so we got that. Got to move to room. Now we go down to the mansion. We add the on-room selected. This is all good. This is all good. Place room does this. This does this. So then we hit play. And we wonder where the null reference is going to be. So current room and room match. Was this intended? So it happened from the start. And we'll check the... That makes sense. Almost. Current room is null. So then we were setting it to null. That seems unwise, if I do say so myself. And I do. So it didn't find it. But he's right there. Why would you not find a room of type room when room is right there? That is a fascinating question. Because it's almost certainly what just happened there. Let's see. I know I could do a breakpoint, but who's got time for that, right? Okay, room already contains unnamed. Oh, we have a bunch of nuns. Let's clear this out. Then we'll hit play, and it's going to add a null again, I think. No, it added starting room. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna let that wash over us. Okay, this is all good. And it shouldn't add the room if it's already on the list. So if we click play, it'll add it. And then if we click play again... Oh, interesting. So it added a nun room. Is this what the kids in the biz call a race condition? It's quite possible. Well, we'll do that. Let's turn this off for now. Figure it out later. Now we open. Again, that room none. What is going on there? Oh, it loses all references to the scene once you stop playing. Oh, right. I should remember that. So we actually need to create a initialization pass on this thing. Like void init. And from here, we will current room equals null. Rooms.clear. And I think that's it. Yeah. Game data dot init. Clear out our old data. And naturally, we won't always be doing this. Once the script is further along, then what you would do... Oh, come on. You can do it. Oh, it did it too well. Went over my headphones. I'm back. Okay. What I was going to say is, once we get further along, then we'll just have it read from the... I'll just hook this into my microphone. Make my life a lot easier. Oh, I can. Cool. But it'll read from player prefs, or the equivalent. Okay, so we have no rooms currently. We're going to add the starting room. And then we're going to click up. Okay, camera, is it listening? It is. Move to room. Mansion, on room selected. Hit the debug. Okay, so what we see right now is these buttons are not working. So let's see. Button, on room selected, on room button pressed. So why would they not be working? Shouldn't be that because they're invisible. That's not necessarily a problem. But in the interest of sanity checking, it's not that. Okay, cool. He says, being frustrated still. Standalone input is on. Real quick. Do we have a hover on highlighted? Ah, oh. Well, first you gotta not be an idiot and actually press play. Okay, so the scripts do work. Now, right button. I need you to go back to your normal state. And then... there you go. Go over to game data. When it clears, adds the starting room. Beautiful. Okay. Adds the starting room. And then, if we click the top one, room button pressed happens. So then we look at the mansion. And, oh, here we are. Okay. Now we do that. Oh. Okay. Awesome! Made a new room. Now, you'll notice the camera didn't go along. And we also have a little bit of a situation here where room selected raised and completed before the room button press completed, and we don't necessarily want that. But that could actually be... it's not necessarily actually a problem. As long as we orchestrate things correctly. So we look at our game data. Ah, the room didn't change. Current room didn't change. Game data dot Game data. Dot current room. There we go. We can turn off these debugs. Press play. Oh yeah. Whoop. Okay, so they both ended up in the same place. Why would they end up in the same place? Ah, the positions aren't being set. Guess it's time to do a bit more of that there debugging. Because the starting room is correct, but the room that was cloned is not. Ah! I'm once again, being an idiot strikes. There we go. What you complain about? Oh, so that's a pretty reasonable thing to complain about. And we can actually... No, we'll do it after. Second's fine. Second's fine. It's all the same at the end of the day. So the reason I didn't catch the importer last time is because the import TMP essentials actually ended up on my tablet screen. That's why I didn't notice it. All right. Now we click the top. Camera pans up. The positions are still incorrect, which is not great, but we can figure out why. Because we actually need the full... Yes. We need this data. Or no. We only need this. Thinking. Let's see what that's about. Getting cat fur all over my face. Zero and 1. That is correct. So why would this not update? Oh! Wait. No. Zero, zero, indeed. So position.x, position.y. This is 0, 1. Vector to int. Vector to int. Let's do that real quick so that... Oh, so much cat hair. There's something obvious that I'm forgetting, and I'm just not sure what it is at this exact moment. good music for this mystery. So this comes through as 0 and 1, and then here I assign it to here, which then should show it here. .3. Okay, all right. The actual position of these objects is, well, no, that should still be fine because it's being multiplied. So it should be coming through. It is coming through as an int. And then it's just multiplied by the transform, which is how we get the tiling. Let's try this. New vector2 int. We'll just do this real quick and see if this works. And then if it doesn't, then we will come back to this and see what it is. Because it shouldn't be the fact that it initializes as a 0, vector2 int 0. So that didn't work either. All right, that's actually great. So for some reason... Oh, I'm an idiot. All right. There we go. Goodness gracious. Let's do that. Ah. All right, that adds a new one. And adds 0, 1, 2. Oh yeah. Adding all the rooms. Ooh, yeah. And then if we click over here, not that you should be able to, because obviously we want to make sure that you're not building out a, although, I don't know how I feel about it. It's kind of funny. Let's color the rooms so that it's a little bit easier to see the different things. Room to add dot get component sprite renderer color equals new color. Is there a random color, I wonder? I guess I could do RGB with random values. New color. And then it's random.range 0 to 1. Random.range 0 to 1. Range 0 to 1. And I think we want that to be a float so that it can actually end on 1. Not that it will, but... Because obviously later there'll be drawings, but... Woo! Oh yeah! And then if we click down... Okay, alright, we don't have down yet, the concept of down. So we need to fix that. But hey, look at that! Tall building. So now we need down. Negative? Yes, please. All right. Oh, but we didn't add down as a thing in the code. Well, let's fix that. Else, if derp derp, And then this is down. And again, we'll probably change this so that it stops sending direction through and instead start sending through the vector that it is. But for now, it's not a big deal. I mean, at the end of the day, it's roughly the same amount of logic. It's just spread out in other places. All right, so we'll go up a few. And then we'll click down one. Hey, and it goes back to the previous room. Nice. Now if we go over, up, yeah. All right, so now we need to do a bit more logic here where we say if, so we're checking first if the room exists. And then if the room is null, what we're going to do is we're going to first ask if the position equals vector to int dot left, or if it equals vector to int dot right, because then we want to know something before we make a room. Okay, so if we're building left or right, we want to know, is there a room to the left or in that direction and one down? Because if there is, then we can build there. If there isn't, then we can't. So we're going to say game data.rooms.find. We can just grab this code again. Good artist steal, as they say. Plus vector to int.down. And we're going to say room foundation equals this. If foundation equals null, debug.log warning, cannot build here. There is no foundation. And the only exception to this is if the position plus down, if position dot x does not equal 0. Because a x position of 0, the foundation is the literal earth. So if, or no, not x, sorry, that was stupid. Y. If the y position is 0, then the foundation is literally earth, because -1 would be the earth. Or whatever it is that's underneath this. And so as long as those things are not true, we're good here. And we want to do this in reverse, I think, so that we can just, how do we want to do this? Oh, we can just set a Boolean. Build room equals false, or actually build room equals true, and then build room equals false, and if build room, and we'll change that to say can build room. If rename can build room. So what we're saying is by default you can build a room if there's nothing there. If it meets these stipulations, then we will, or if it doesn't meet these stipulations, then we won't let you build a room, and we'll warn it. Otherwise, we will. And then, let's see here. Can build room. If room to add does not equal null, it will be null when no foundation. Yeah, let's give this a shot. How long have we been going out this? Ooh, hour and a half. Dang. Don't feel like it. So we'll go up one. We'll click on the side. Oh, and it still built it. And the reason that it built it is a good question. We'll find out. So position dot Let's see here. We're gonna do some breakpoints. Everybody's favorite.
Spoopy music.
Click up. That's okay. None of that happens. That's good. Click to the side. This time position it. Oh.
All right. You win this round, Gadget.
Position dot y, or x rather, if x equals -1, or dot x equals 1. Are you going left or right? Now let's try it. This almost sounds like Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, so here we are. There's no foundation there. You can't build there. But we can build here. Oh, yeah. Can we build here? Ah, we can. Why could we build there? All right, let's figure this out. Why were we able to build there? So it's at... This one's at 0 and 3. So let's actually destroy this room. We're going to get wild here. So we're going to go into the game data. Find that room. It's this one, right? Yeah. Delete it. We'll delete it from here. And then we're going to breakpoint again. Attach. We don't need this one. Go back in. Give it a clicky. Position it. Oh. Well then, okay. So what it needs to be is if x does not equal 0. All right. Fair enough. Then we try to build here. Can't build there. Can't build there. Then we'll go up a few more. Can't build there. Can't build there. Go down a few. We can build there. Ooh. And if we click over, it takes us over to this one. Can't build there. Oh man. This is working out swimmingly. And then we'll come out here. And as you can see, we've built a multicolored mansion. So, that's cool. All right. That's very promising. Starting to think working in 2D is faster than 3D. Who knew? Okay, so we need to actually store these rooms somewhere so that it's not just making a terrible mess of my hierarchy. Okay, go there. Oh, yeah. You know, it actually works pretty all right for the most part, seems like. Like, what is... we'll just get rid of the background. Huh. Wow. So it looks like you can click pretty fast without it breaking, which is good. You can go back down pretty fast without it breaking. Wow, how long did I make that? How about left and right? That's pretty sturdy. seems like. Dang. Look at that. That's something. Alright. I'm going to make a repository for this. And I'm going to save it. And then I'm going to take some notes on what I want to do next. And then in the next video, if it's not Stardew Valley, it'll be that. Yeah. Cool. I like progress. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Wherever you watch it. Who cares? But I appreciate it.